London. I'm Steve Hollingshead. I grew up in Dover, in Kent, on the coast, and I came to London to go to art college in the late 1970s, studied graphic design and illustration. And for many years I was a graphic designer, self-employed, doing okay, successfully. I had a studio I shared with a friend who was also a graphic designer. And then along came the Apple Mac, which totally transformed our working conditions, and we had to spend money on a computer. Before the computer, you had to have a dark room as a graphic designer, and suddenly the dark room was a redundant thing. So he had work and I didn't, so I thought, I've got a camera here, I'm going to go and take some photos. And this was back in the mid-90s. Well, London's a big place, there's lots of things happening, and I like street life. So I just went, found out what was going on, festivals, carnivals, anything that's kind of a bit fun. And then became a bit more obsessed with the whole idea of capturing as much of London as possible. And we'd studied photography at art college, so I'd known how to do black and white processing, printing. So that gradually took over from the graphic design as a thing that I was interested in. The graphic design paid the rent still, but I became obsessed with wanting to see all of London and all the different communities of London, and being out there and enjoying themselves really, because so much photography you see of cities, people looking in grim conditions and poverty and homelessness, and that's there of course, and that's very well covered. But I wanted to show positive things. I wanted to show people are having fun in all the different communities and the multiculturalism and how things get on. And as I got more and more involved, I did more and more research. And it occurred to me that nobody'd ever produced something on this scale before, trying to cover everything as much as possible that's going on in all the different parts of London. And being based quite centrally, I was able to go out to different parts of London, do the research, take photos, go back, process them in the home, got a looked after in the home, and then gradually it evolved the idea of having a wall of pictures randomly arranged, just basically representing what a fantastic city this is, and how in this world where everybody's trying to sort of run down and sort of be annoyed about being in a big city, this is why I want to be in a big city, because there's all these different communities and they're all mostly friendly, and that's always something to do. This is all free, mostly is eventually free, and and I just enjoy sharing them. This is what I'm just representing them. I'm just there with a camera saying these are the communities doing stuff. I'm just recording it, quirky side of things, dressing up. It's not me, this is London. This is sort of just me sharing London with people who say, they come around and say, I didn't know this, I didn't know these things went on in my neighbourhood. I think there's a picture of the Iranian New Year festival, the British Museum, and I'm something dressed up as an Iranian sort of prince or something walking around the British Museum. But there's also, sort of like the New Year in spring. I mean, it's interesting because this is sort of supposedly very randomly arranged, but then patterns emerge and you see things that together. They've got like a Christian festival and a Muslim festival next to each other that wasn't deliberate. This is a green man who turns up at all sort of October sort of harvest festivals, and he dresses up every year. He's in a few other events. He dresses up every year, and 12th night is the Berry Man, and October is the Green Man. Here's one of the two back. I didn't take many pictures during the lockdown because it wasn't really my thing, the empty streets. But we went into town, and there's this Covent Garden soon after everything opened up. And as you can see, the juggler is still doing his work, but there's no audience, they're still not coming out. There's different cultures, again, back and getting different cultures. That's a Japanese festival, that's Notting Hill Carnival, that's Spanish dancing. There's a little Amal, the refugee that's been travelling around the world. This is a very personal one. Those are my mother's hands when she came up to London to see a festival when she was in her 80s. So she sat in a wheelchair and the carnival procession are coming up to her. She died a couple of years ago, 97, so she had a good life. And well, that's his own kind of cover, black and white, I think. But I mean, partly I think you have control. You're much more hands-on when you're producing black and white. You can produce, process the film yourself, scanning the negatives, do the printing. You have much more control over black and white and control in the atmosphere and the mood. And it's more your sort of personal thing. It's so easy to take a picture with your phone and just like bing it and send it, and you've not really done anything except press the button and share. Whereas each one of these has been crafted. Might not look like it, but they do. Some have been crafted more than others. It's been edited and that's all shaped and adjusted, tweaked, contrast.